What's going on, everybody? This is Blake from the How Do You Figure podcast, bringing you another unboxing video today. This week, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Black Widow, the deluxe version from the new movie that was supposed to come out last summer, but is now coming out this summer as well as to Disney Plus because the world broke, as I'm sure all of you are very much aware. This is an older figure, but I just recently picked it up, and since the movie is still coming out, it feels new to me. So we're doing it. Let's get started here. First thing right away, this is a $30 figure as opposed to the general $20 Marvel Legends line. That is because, as you can see, it comes with a ton of accessories. Specifically, this time, a lot of explosions and a mount and stand to get her in all sorts of fun poses. So we look at the box. It's bigger, of course, to justify all of the extra accessories and nonsense that she comes with. Otherwise, it is a pretty standard looking Marvel Legends series, the same branding as it always has. On these sides, you, of course, have some of the animated looking images for it. I actually really like this art on the side of the box because it's not from the comic book. It is her in this movie form, but we've redrawn it in this really cool shaded sort of style. It really has detail and the hair really pops. It makes it feel very unique and singular, and it really does evoke a different tone than a lot of legends and even movie legends have done before. Usually you see just art from the comic or art from the movie or even just an image of the toy itself, but this feels very specific and genuine. The back, as usual, has your bio of the character, her kind of in a pose. I feel like they could have used a more dynamic pose. That one that they're showing off here isn't terribly interesting, but it also sort of shows you the stand that she's going to come with and how that swivel is going to work, which is appreciated as most figures don't come with that. You usually have to buy a NECA one or something else to have anything like that. The other side is just mirroring the art you've already seen. So let's pop it open and take a look. All right, folks, and there we have your Black Widow figure. I really like this one because it is actually off the movie. I held off for a while because I wasn't sure if I wanted a classic style in her original suit or in her most recent appearance, which is going to be here. But it looks really good. The paint job is great. The white actually really pops in a way that I think a lot of figures don't have. The detail on her body is really good. The detail on her face is excellent. It really looks like Scarlett Johansson. The hair looks good, nice texture. The articulation on this one, at least, is really stiff. Now, this might be because it's been sitting in a warehouse for a year, but definitely needs to do some toy yoga and loosen up. Maybe a hair dryer, get in some boiling water, get those parts moving. However, you kind of get the standard articulation from any Marvel Legends figures. These shoulders, as you can see, kind of come up. Her arms bend at the joint, small hand movements. The legs bend exactly where you would expect them to bend. All in all, probably one of the best Black Widows from the movies that we've seen. We've now seen her in a lot of her different styles. Her first appearances, her Infinity War blonde hair appearance. This, of course, is going to be for her new movie, which, of course, will take place before or after Civil War and before Infinity War. All in all, a good figure. She comes with all of these explosions and bases, which is great, especially if part of your figure collecting and part of your hobby is photography or videos. This gives you a lot you can do with not just her, but with really anything. There's a lot of range in each one. Some of them look like blasts. You have this big rubbery explosion, which I think is great. That adds quite a lot you can do with the character dynamically. Her additional hands, the ones that it comes with, are closed fists. Everything else is open for the rest of her accessories. You have her two grappling hooks, her little Widow Sting blasts, and of course her two pistols, which I will say are very small. So if you're not going to have them, but she does have this nice little holster that you can put them in if you're not using. So they're kind of always with it. Otherwise, I'd say they're very easy to lose. But without that, they work really well. I think the only issue that I'm seeing is getting her to stand. As you can kind of see, you really got to kind of find the spot for it. But luckily, she comes with a stand to help. But there you go. She's up. She's there. All in all, great. Let's get this stand open really quick and we can take a look at that. What I immediately like about the stand is that it has a lot of different places you can kind of get it in there, a lot of spots for the pegs. So if you have other ones of these, maybe other ones in other lines, you can see you can kind of just pop it right in the middle. You've got this little lever to kind of come up at whatever height you want. And then you've got the other piece of it that kind of goes in there. So you have a nice range that you can get her up to, as well as this swivel here and this swivel there. You even have kind of this peg in the explosion that can also sit on the base. You can make a lot of really good scene work there. So then that kind of gives you an idea of how she can get on there. Gives her a lot of aerial kind of moves, which is very cool and very unique for really any figure in the line. It's nice just to even have a stand. You can, of course, use that with an Iron Man or a Cap or anything else you might have. It's not like it only clings to her. But I think this is overall an awesome figure. The face and body and everything else are just, it keeps getting better in this line. Having these dynamic action set pieces and this stand are both really nice to let her do some different poses you might not normally get to see. And I think that is it, guys. This, of course, has been the How Do You Figure unboxing videos. As always, I am Blake. You can subscribe to the channel and keep it here for more unboxing videos. The podcast, of course, comes out every week with interviews from people all across the industry, other communities that we're in, and keep it here for more. We'll talk to you guys later. See ya.